We all have stories. Stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. They inspire us to greatness and remind us to be humble. Stories connect us to our communities and the rest of the world. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Good evening and welcome. Chris Chandler here, along with Alfredo Morales, and we're about to bring you the tip-off to the 2025-26 Broken Bow basketball season. It's the Savage Classic, Night 1, featuring the Broken Bow Lady Savages, and Savages taking on two good teams from DeQueen. And, of course, the Broken Bow girls got to get things started off, but there'll be some notable differences. One is this is Thursday night. Normally a Friday-Saturday series, and that is because the Broken Bow Savage football team is playing in the state semifinals tomorrow against a very tough Tuttle runner-up team from last year that hasn't lost since that state championship game. And that's going to be at Ada tomorrow, 7 p.m. kickoff. Not allowed to live stream that, but we have local radio covered it. Plus, we'll look for highlights and other post on the Broken Bow Public Schools social media and along with this Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. But we're going to bring you this game. And then because of the pause tomorrow night for football, the day 2 will be on Saturday as scheduled. It'll be a two-day delay between the first game and the second game for the Broken Bow Lady Savages and Savages. But those games will tip off again at 7 p.m. on Saturday, when Broken Bow Lady Savages take on Hugo, followed by the Savages taking on Hugo. Again, big thanks to all of our sponsors, our media partners. Appreciate their sponsorship of these live streams and allow you to watch these from the comfort of your home or the convenience of your phone anytime on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. Going to have a few words from them and then back with the national anthem and starting lineups as we get ready for Lady Savage basketball. See ya in a couple of minutes.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Being on one of the best teams in the country, winning Big 12s, you're not wrestling for just yourself. You're wrestling for your team behind you, your coaches, all the fans in the stands. You're wrestling for all the national championships that have been won in the past. That pushes you in the mat room, in the weight room, out on the competition mat. You have more than just you that you're wrestling for. This culture here is like, it's cowboy culture, so everybody here, we're all blood. It's really awesome.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
And once again, thanks to the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma, Together We're More program, the Broken Tiki, McCurtain County National Bank, a sponsor of, again, Savage Athletics since at least 1983. Live broadcast of Savage Athletics, or tape delayed anyway, since 1983 with that original KLOP football game. Also, big thanks to Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm Insurance, and Downtown Broken Bow. Those are our media partners for the 2025-26 school year, and without them, you couldn't be watching these anytime for free. here on the Broken Savage YouTube channel. Looking at the Lady Savages, they the clock shows 6:22, and I know that we'll have I think we'll have the national anthem anyway following that. But coming off a season where they were just a couple of wins away from getting into the state tournament, a little probably disappointing for some of the girls, but a very good showing against a really tough schedule. Most of their losses were to highly ranked teams, and that is no exception this year, as the schedule includes some very, very good basketball teams, including their opponents tonight, the DeQueen Lady Leopards. They are the defending 4A state champions in Arkansas. They went 28-1 last year and won the state championship, and they come in 6-1 so far this year, having lost their first game and not any since then. And so a very, very stout opponent Lady Savages going to have to face up against. Going to look at the Lady Savages, and of course a couple of graduates that have gone on to play college athletics. I know Haley Brantley, one of them, Jaxie Glasson, Rayleigh Gasson, all playing athletics. Rayleigh, in fact, playing basketball at Northeastern, but have some new faces in here, hoping to contribute to the Savage team, and then some familiar ones. So we're going to start out with Tyson Woolsey, right there at center, a 6'1 junior, and she has had a tremendous career. Again, just a junior, yet to play a basketball game as a junior, and already accumulated 668 points in her career, along with 427 rebounds. Just a tremendous score. And then Jalen Cawthron, number 23, another junior, 5'7". You will see her flashing in and out, shoot from outside, drive inside. And she has 581 points last year here at Broken Bow as a sophomore. That's a remarkable total. And much like the opponent she's facing tonight, she has a state championship to her credit. As a freshman, was much in the mix in the Idaho Lady Warriors state championship basketball season. And so she's looking forward to this junior year at Broken Bow. She also has 253 rebounds and 104 assists on her career at Broken Bow. Aubrey Hightower, another senior, one of the only two seniors on the roster, 5'6", and expects to be in there. She has 311 career points. And Katie Rogers, great outside shooter, great defender, just a great all-around student athlete, 5'8" senior. She has 339 career points here at Broken Bow, 188 rebounds, and 99 assists. So we're hoping that Katie Rogers gets in the triple-digit column tonight. One assist would put her there. That would be her 100th assist of her career at Broken Bow High School. Rounding out the junior class, Genesis Smith, 5'4", junior. Expect to see her to Bucks in the mix last year. Also played, as did Woolsey and Cawthron, on that Lady Savage fast pitch softball team. And Nia Griffin also back, 5'7" junior, will be here, along with her fellow teammates. And then Brooklyn Anna, the other junior on the roster, 5'6", number 32 on your roster. 4 sophomores for the Savages. Kylie Burris, a 5'11" sophomore. Amaya Cherry at 5'3", Avery Anderson at 5'6", and then Kendry Camp. Camp saw a lot of playing time last year. A 5'8" sophomore, as a freshman, Camp on the floor a lot. Expect to see her even more in the mix this year at 5'8" sophomore. And then 3 freshmen listed on the roster tonight for Broken Bow. That's Carly Dickerson, number 1, 5'3". Aisley Marshall, a 5'6" freshman, and then Chloe Hurst at 5'4". Don't know if we'll see them on the floor or not. Don't know how things are going to round out, as again, the opponent's a defending state champion, 6'1" on the season. But those are the Lady Savages. We will have the starting lineup for Broken Bow here in about 2 minutes. We're going to have a few more words from our sponsors, and they'll be back with a tip-off of the Savage Classic 2025 edition. You're watching Broken Bow Lady Savage basketball on the Broken Bow Network. See you in a minute. Yeah, welcome back. They are, at least Brokebo has taken to the bench. And now the Lady Leopards heading that way. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Chris Chandler here, along with Fredo Morales running our main cam. And I believe, as I said, we'll be back. We are not allowed to live stream on this channel the state semifinal game. The Savages playing in, but expect a huge showing tomorrow in Ada to support Brokebo Savage football team. About to have the national anthem. And so Allison Sundberg, the all everything the honor choir member, going to listen to her beautiful voice singing this to start off this season. Oh, what a tremendous voice. Again, she you can check the Savage social media pages, the Brokebo Public Schools YouTube page. They go outside. I believe it's the Southwest honor choir, as well as once again all honor choir in Oklahoma. Lady Leopard's going to be introduced as the visitors. They will be introduced first. And again, they mentioned it for the third or fourth time, but they are defending state champions. 15, Kate Lindsay, just a great all-around athlete. Heavenly Pickens, number 30, and so again, we'll see how they line up. But Brokebo, a great post-up player as well, and that's going to be a challenge for Tyson Woolsey. But Tyson Woolsey is also going to be a challenge for her, as we have the Lady Savages announce their starting lineup. Jerry Falling doing the PA announcing once more. And there's Tyson Woolsey. And Cawthron. And I don't know if they have any quickness that can match Cawthron's. Hightower also quick, a good defender as well. And then Katie Rogers, just a great all-around player, a staunch defender, and has a great outside shot as well. So you see the girls get together at midcourt, and we are seconds away from tipping off this 2025-26 season. Got the Spirit Band in here as well, which you can probably hear almost over me. Cheerleaders are rocking it out along the baseline for Brokebo. Great environment here. It's nice and toasty inside, as the temperature has been a little drizzly and rainy. I'll say it's also a full moon. You can't see it because of the cloud cover, but we're having a little full moon madness here in Brokebo, as you see Woolsey at center court facing with Ligon, and tapped off. Oh, Woolsey wins that one, goes to Brokebo. It's going to be Smith, guarded by Landry Ligon. Out to the side, drive, and cross-court pass down to the corner to Rogers. She's going to bring it back around the side. She quickly picks up a defender, then back out to Cawthron. Cawthron making a move, then passes it cross drive, inside, shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Rogers. She goes back up. Her shot's either partially blocked or came out of her hand. And now it's Lady Leopards' ball. Still scoreless here, early going, 7:26 and ticking. As in this first period. There's a long shot, and it's pulled down by Cawthron. Does not find purchase, and now it's Cawthron. Cawthron driving in the lane, kicks it out the side. Good look from outside. Bounces in another rebound inside. Cawthron puts it back up. And the scoring is underway for this season. It's Cawthron with the rebound and the putback. And then there's a quick whistle. Not sure what that was about. No foul call. Just 2-0 Lady Savages. Pass out. Lindsay trying to work inside against Hightower. Then there's a handoff. Looked like Liggins trying to drive and does drive it inside. Has it ripped out of her hands. And great job. That was a good sportsmanship shown by Cawthron. As she just took the ball out of Liggins, grabbed it, and it came out. As a result, it's a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Lady Leopards. They will inbound quickly to Pickens and then back outside to Liggin, top of the key, working against Cawthron. Then out on the wing, back inside to Pickens, and then it's a Liggin to Morphew. And cannot get past Woolsey. Good shift by Tyson, and so they have to reset that offense. And there's a steal by Rogers. Nice move by Katie, and now she's bringing the ball up, kicks it to the corner. Good look from outside, shot by Cawthron on the way, a little too long. Rebound by Hightower, and now it's going to be a drive inside by Smith, kicks it back out. Now it's Rogers, pump fake by Rogers, kicks it back out to, nice scoop move, but does not fall. Goes out of bounds, I believe, off a Pregame player. It was indeed, and so that will be inbounded by Lady Leopards. Just 2-0. Only scored thus far, a 2-point bucket by Jalen Cawthron. Lady Savage defense, though, keeping this high-scoring offense of the Lady Leopards from getting any open shots, really. As Liggin backs out against Cawthron all the way to the Savage head. Now it sets off, it's back up center court, drives or attempts to drive. So that gets cut off. Now she's out on the wing against Rogers. Good hand in the face by Rogers to block that view of the bucket. As a result, Lady Savages have the rebound. Now have the ball down to Tyson Woolsey in the paint. Lays it off the glass, and it does not fall, but it goes off the hands. Actually, I thought that was off the hands of Pickens. Actually off the hands of Woolsey. That was a great pass down in the low paint, but does not result in a bucket, so now it's the Queen bringing it back up court. Pass outside, and Pickens just couldn't quite get to it, and so that's a turnover. Lady Savages will inbound near half court. Smith looking to do the honors. And looks like Liggin is going to get back there, try to put a little backcourt pressure. Nope. Yeah, she does. As it's going to be Cawthron bringing up the ball to half court. Finds out to Rogers. Hightower drives the baseline, then tries to feed it inside. That pass was intercepted. Now it's going to be a steal. As this is Lindley Liggin. And Pickens kicks it out. Long shot on the way. Hits on the rim support. Rebounded by Pickens. Tries the baseline. Can't get there. As that was just great defense. Tyson Woolsey established her position. Got her arms and legs out. Had that foot on the baseline. And so when Pickens tried to drive past her, there was nowhere to go. She steps out of bounds. That was good defense resulting in a turnover. Savages have the ball. Now there's pressure in the backcourt on Hightower. She gets it out quickly into the forecourt. Cawthron making a move, crossover dribble, throws it up, and a great rebound inside. Tyson Woolsey, the putback is no good, however, and so you can add another rebound for Woolsey, but no points as of yet. Still 2-0, 4 minutes and a few seconds left in this first period. Low-scoring game, two great defenses playing here. Lindley Liggin to Pickens. Pickens drives, kicks it back outside, and now it's back to the top of the key, working Ligon working against Smith, picks up her dribble and then hands it off to the other Ligon, Landry. And so a pass down to Morphew, then a shot on the way from behind. It was inside the perimeter, just a two-point shot, but that equals things up at 2 with 3:30 left. Quickly into the forecourt, bounce pass, then back out to Rogers, top of the key. Rogers, pass outside, Cawthorn, baseline move. Cawthorn has the clear baseline, lays it off the glass and in. Jalen Cawthorn has such great acceleration down that baseline and just so athletic and such great balance, able to make a pay. And there's a shot a little off the mark, rebound inside being fought for. That may be a jump ball. If so, it'll be Lady Savage's possession arrow in their favor. Let's see what the call is. It could be a foul, actually. Let's see. I think it's just they haven't changed it. So, now they've changed the possession arrow. So, that was a jump ball. Lady Savages with it. Brooklyn has a 2-point lead, 4-2, both off of Jalen Cawthorn buckets. And now it's Katie Rogers with a little fake pass, gets it out, wide open look, shot a little off, hits the bracket. Great rebound by Rogers inside, and that saves the possession for Broken Bow. There's a pass inside in the paint, back outside to Cawthorn. Cawthorn's going to drive the baseline, picks it up under the basket, goes back under, another rebound inside, and there's a whistle, as that may be a foul down low in the low post, and that's going to send Tyson Woolsey to the free throw line. It's going to be on Morphew, her first foul by either team in this game. And we're almost out of this first period. Swish, first point for Tyson Woolsey of this season. She now has 669, would like to make it 670, and doesn't quite do it. Rebound by Pickens. Pickens going up against Cawthorn. Now quickly to Ligon, to Morphew. Morphew trying to drive on Smith. Smith recovers, gets outside. Now pass down to Pickens low, and then there's a scoop and score. I believe that was Ligon, Landry Ligon. It was, and that's going to give the lead back to the Lady Leopards. Here come the Lady Savages quickly down in the paint, turn around, fly. Oh, nice job of going down the baseline by Woolsey to retain that. Now it's Rogers for three. Rogers buries it. Katie Rogers with her tray puts Broken Bow up 8-4. Only 2 points scored in the first 4 minutes, and now Lady Savages have put about 6 up in the last 1 minute. That was a great shot by Rogers. Nice pass, finding her open. And here inside, Cawthorn with a reverse lay-in does not fall. And Lady Leopards have the basketball. Minute and a half and some change left. Oh, a block by Rogers off Morphew's attempted shot. So Rogers, great defensive work. As Rogers has and offensive boards as well. Offensive board followed by a block. And so Lady Savages with 128 have the basketball. Down in, the Lady Leopards in, a little high, and on the pass, good recovery. Tyson Woolsey, shot from outside by Hightower, doesn't fall. Katie Rogers, putback doesn't fall, gets another rebound, and then I believe she either stepped out or was fouled. Whistle blows, and I believe that's going to be a non-shooting foul on the Lady Leopards, and so Broken Bow will inbound with 1:17 left first period. Lady Savages up 8-4. Outside, Katie Rogers. Rogers works it back outside Smith, and Smith gets gets a little bit of body check from Morphew. Baseline drive, Hightower, and she might have stepped on the line or lost footing, And so that's going to be a turnover. DeQueen with the basketball, 1:15 left first period. Again, if you see the sponsors that are at the bottom of your screen or up in the upper right corner, thank them for allowing you to watch these live streams. Appreciate their sponsorship of Broken Bow Savage Athletics. Lady Savage is up 8-4 over the defending 4A state champions from Arkansas, as there's a turnover. Quickly, Genesis Smith has a 2-on-2 break. Smith lays it in. And she becomes the fourth Lady Savage to put points on the board. Nice, even distributed scoring. Turnaround by Pickens falls. Back to a 10-6 game, or back to a 4-point game. And that was an opportunity. A foul on the follow-through. She has an opportunity to add the +1. And this is a 10-6, but furious pace so far in this basketball game. As every shot is contested, every rebound is fought for, and neither team is, again, these are a defending state champion and a defending regional qualifier. Here's a bounce, and it's going to be a race. Good job, good hustle by Smith to get to it before it went back across the half-court line. Now it's inside Hightower, back outside. Cawthron for three, in and out. Wow, unkind rim as Cawthron just did not have the right rotation. It was dead center, else it went through the bottom of the net, but as far as the rim, it didn't bounce off either side. It went in and then popped back out. There's a rebound by Cawthron, though. She has 8.5 seconds and time to try to make some, well, no, to KG Rogers. Now it's 2 seconds, and that's going to be errant pass or a miscommunication between her and Hightower. And so with 1.6 seconds, it's going to be the Lady Leopards looking for nothing. It's hard to throw the ball the distance of the court, and that's going to do it. One period of play already expired, and it's 10-6 Lady Savages. We'll be back with second period action after these words from our sponsors. You're watching Pregame Lady Savage Basketball on the Pregame Network.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Welcome back. Pregame, Chris Chandler here, Pregame Lady Savages. Well, they have a 4-point lead over the defending 4A champions from across the boundary over into Queen. And good showing thus far. Lady Leopards looking to try to erase that. Lady Savages looking to extend that here in the second period. Bounce pass out to Ligon, and now that was a give and go. Good hand. It was Hightower got in there and got a hand on it, but it bounced into the hands of, I believe, the other Ligon, Landry or Lindley. Anyway, it's back in the hands of the Lady Leopards. It's a lot of L's. Landry Ligon and Lindley Ligon for the Lady Leopards. Llama. Here we go. It's Landry Ligon working on Hightower, top of the key, tries to get to the side, and now it's going to be a kind of a forced shot and goes off the hands of, I believe, one of the Lady Leopards in the paint, so it will be inbounded by Broken Bow. Look at that scoring in the first period. Again, it was very evenly distributed. Katie Rogers with a big three. Jalen Cawthron, the only player with 2 buckets, and she had 2 one-point shots. Tyson Woolsey with a couple of free throws, and Genesis Smith with a 2. Here's another shot. Hightower, and in and out. Man, unkind rim, but good rebound on the other side. Now it's a drive, and a fall-away jumper does not fall. I think that was Cawthron. And so it's going to be Ligon to Ligon. Rotated around to, I believe that's Simmons. And try to screen off Cawthron, and now it's good recovery. Katie Rogers there. And forces DeQueen to back up and reset their offense. Good adjustment by the Lady Savage D in the paint. Now it's a forced pass, goes off the leg, recovered though, as off one Ligon and into the hands of the other. Now it's again looks like they're trying to screen Hightower there and get an open shot. And now it's almost stolen by Hightower. In fact, it is stolen by Hightower. It's good stick-to-itiveness by Aubrey Hightower, as that was a great job of creating the turnover. Now it's Savage's turn. Rogers for 3. Rogers in, high rebound, and wow, that was just, they swarmed. Lady Leopards swarmed that rebound. And as a result, they get the ball back. Still 10-6, no scoring yet in this second period. And as I say that, they bury a 3 and make it a 1-point game, 10-9. Nice shot from outside by the Lady Leopards. Here's Rogers at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Hightower. Oh, nice move by Hightower to make space for herself. and lays it in. That Hightower fooled 2 defenders as she made a kind of a pump fake, then came down the baseline. Hightower becomes the 5th Lady Savage to put points on the board. I speak in the plural, and there's a nice give and go. That was a handoff, a little long on the laid in, and does not fall. Rebound, Genesis Smith. Smith out to Rogers. Rogers working and just either lost the hand on the ball, or Morphew got a hand on it, or it was never really in her possession. But it bounces on the line, and so will be DeQueen basketball. 5:01 left in the half. Brookable leads by 3, 12-9. In a fast-paced basketball game. Not on the scoreboard, but in the intensity with which they are pursuing the basketball. Here's Ligon. Kicks it out on the wing, and then bounce past Pickens, working against Rogers. Kicks it back out top of the key, and now it's a long three-pointer and a little... not long enough, though, as it hits the rim, the glass, and then the hands of Cawthron. Cawthron coast to coast. Jalen Cawthron, and no, does not fall. See Cawthron do that a lot off that rebound. She is so quick, but not able to get it to fall, and so back in the hands of DeQueen. They have an opportunity to tie it up with a tray. Lady Savage is looking to defend and extend their lead, and Cawthron with a steal. Has an easy lay-in, and that one goes down. Cawthron now with 6 points. And that extends the Brookable lead to 5, 14-9. Yeah, this is a very impressive showing against a defending state champ that has lost 2 games in 2 years. And here's it's either a charge or a foul on Hightower. I think it's going to be the latter, as Pickens, I don't think Hightower had her legs. Says she didn't, and so that's going to send Pickens to the free throw line, the opportunity to shoot 2. Again, just a reminder for the old school like me, there is no 1-and-1 anymore, and that's a good thing. It hadn't been for about 3 years now. It's just shooting foul is always 2 shots. Well, unless it's a 3-point shot from behind the arc, then it obviously is 3, but no more 1-and-1, so much simpler on the refs and on broadcasters. She nailed both of those, and so now it's back to a 3-point game, 14-11. Pickens now has 5 points. And there's a steal at half court. That's going to be Briggins, and that's a block by Katie Rogers. A block and a steal. Rogers, that's her 2nd block of this game. And she looked like she thought about going behind the back, then gets it out to Cawthron. Cawthron knew that wasn't going in, and you saw how quickly Cawthron crashed the board. She felt it coming out of her hand. It was a little off. Almost able to get the rebound, but didn't quite get there. And so it's DeQueen's ball. They have a chance to tie it up with a 3. Now it's Pickens inside, a block by Woolsey as she goes down. And there is, they look like bowling pins. I think Cawthron was on the floor. Woolsey luckily kept her balance. Nobody's hurt, but tripped over her going backwards. And so there's a foul called on Smith. That's going to be, that'll result in the ball being inbounded. 2nd team foul on the Lady Savages this period. And there's a shot. There's a post play. That's Pickens. She's having a good game, especially considering that she's going up against Tyson Woolsey. Don't see a lot of post-up plays in the paint against Woolsey. Here's a pass outside. Hightower immediately covered. Kicks it. Bow. Great pass from Hightower. Not able to get it to fall, though. And now it's Katie Rogers, and I think she's going to get the foul called on her. She goes over to attempt to help Pickens back up. That's going to be Rogers' first foul, 3rd team foul on the Lady Savage of this period. And so, yeah, they're going to call timeout. Well, timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. You're watching Brookable Lady Savage basketball, the Brookable Network. See you in a minute.
Being on one of the best teams in the country, winning Big 12s, you're not wrestling for just yourself. You're wrestling for your team behind you, your coaches, all the fans in the stands. You're wrestling for all the national championships that have been won in the past. That pushes you in the mat room, in the weight room, out on the competition mat. You have more than just you that you're wrestling for. This culture here is like, it's cowboy culture, so everybody here, we're all blood. It's really awesome.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, welcome back. Yeah, it's a one-point game. Advantage Broken Bow, but the DeQueen Lady Leopards have the basketball and an opportunity to tie it up or take the lead with a field goal. Here's a three-point shot by Ligon. That foot's going to fall, and that's going to go off of, I believe, off of Pickens, and will be inbounded by Broken Bow. Lady Savages up 14-9, but since then, the Lady Leopards have gone on a 4-0 run. Jalen Cawthorn has intention into that. Oh, well, try to get it in there to Woolsey, but that was stolen by Pickens, and Pickens is having a great second quarter for DeQueen. Now look like they're trying to screen Cawthorn and maybe get a Ligon open. There's Pickens for three, and that falls to the floor. It's going to be Hightower. Hightower seeing a lane, drives, lays it in. Hightower, Aubrey Hightower. Aubrey Hightower, coast to coast. And now back to a three-point advantage for Broken Bow. Bounce pass, and Pickens just kind of hands it back to Ligon. Bounce pass to Lindley Ligon, and now back to Landry Ligon. She's going to shoot three, and that is off the glass. Didn't call it, but it counts three just the same. And now it's tie ball game, 16-16, less than a minute and a half left in the half. And, wow, that was a good move by Rogers to get back in the forecourt outside. Oh, great move. It looked like that Cawthorn got mugged down there. Jalen Cawthorn made a pump fake, got her opponent up in the air, and then came down the baseline and was fouled. And so that's going to send her to the free throw line. Opportunity to break this tie. Again, just a minute 19 left. Second one. Oh, wow. Cawthorn gets her own rebound and manages to stay in bounds. And now circles back around, lays it off. Rebound and put back by Woolsey. First field goal by Woolsey, but it puts her team back up by two. 18-16. And there's a wide open look, and that shot was off the front of the rim. Quickly, it's Cawthorn. Cawthorn with the rebound decides to slow things down and stop at the three-point arc. Now it's Smith from the top of the key. Smith buries it. Genesis Smith, three-pointer. Back to a 5-point advantage for Broken Bow. Down at the other end, Rogers looked like she had a sights on the ball, almost going to steal it. Now it's out to Kate Lindsay. Kate's shot rattles out and rebounded by Cawthorn. 24 seconds and ticking. Cawthorn doing her magic, and she drew the foul, I believe, unless that's a charge call. Let's see. I guess, it was a charge call. So that's going to be the fourth team foul on the Lady Savages, with just 19.8 seconds left. Long inbound to Pickens, 18 seconds. A lot of time left, and she had to alter that shot. That's Tyson Woolsey's defense all the way as she got a hand up. And now it's a long pass, but see a DeQueen Leopard cheerleader sprinting out of the way. And so over the corner, 7.2 seconds left. And DeQueen's going to probably wind up shooting from about the top of the key. Let's see what they do. No, it's going to drive the lane, trying to draw the foul. Good defense, and now it's rebounded by Broken Bow, and that's going to do it. After one half of play, the Lady Savages lead the defending state champions from Arkansas, 21-16. We'll be back after these messages. You are watching Broken Bow Lady Savage basketball on the Broken Bow Network. See you in a bit. Well, you see the Savage drum corps, Spirit drum corps there. Kind of a it's a sense of anticipation also, because as we mentioned, the Broken Bow is here. That was a great, very exciting drum, but that's a drum corps, and they will be taking a little bit of a trip as a Broken Bow Savage football team playing in a big semifinal game at 8 tomorrow night. Kickoff is at 7, and get you some more information on that. But things doing well here in the gym tonight as their girls basketball team is up by 5 points, 21-16. We'll take a break here from another one of our sponsors and be back in just a moment. You're watching Broken Bow Lady Savage basketball on the Broken Bow Network.
We all have stories. Stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. They inspire us to greatness and remind us to be humble. Stories connect us to our communities and the rest of the world. We are the Chata people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
My native history was like instilled in me. Anytime there was an obstacle in front of me, and I would just go back to my roots, being Choctaw, the warrior side of it, being mentally tough. I love representing my heritage.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Yeah, welcome back. Again, big thanks to those media partners. Appreciate their funding support for Broken Bow Athletics. Lady Savages again mentioned that they have a 5-point lead here at the half. And Genesis Smith having a big game. 5 points leads. Jalen Cawthorn leads all Broken Bow scores. Leads all. Pickens has 7. But leads all Broken Bow scores with 6. Cawthorn's all 3-point buckets. All 2-point buckets. 3 2-point buckets. Genesis Smith second though. 5 points, big 3. As well as a 2-point bucket. Tyson Woolsey with 3. Aubrey Hightower with 4. And then Katie Rogers with a big 3-pointer. And, Katie Rogers also with, I've got her down as 2 assists. But she is now past the century mark with assists she had for her career. She had 99 coming into this game and now has 101. So nice job sharing the ball there. And Lady Savages, as a result of that, and tough defense. I mentioned Rogers. She also had at least 2 big blocks, including one that resulted in a steal in that first half. Great defense, and as a result, they are up by 5. Mentioned that immediately following this game, and I say immediately, they'll give them time to warm up. So we'll take a break and have some words from our sponsors before we come back with the tip-off. But it'll be followed by the boys' game. But obviously, it should be obvious that the leading scorer, the returning leading scorer for the Broken Bow Savage basketball team, will not be playing tonight. His name's Graydon Howell, and he has a very important football game to play tomorrow. And so he's going to be concentrating on that. Also, a couple of other players, A.J. Brannon, also, I believe, DeJohn Hall, not going to be on the basketball floor tonight. I believe Khalil Flagg also on that basketball team. So, in other words, the guys that are football players are not going to be playing, as they're preparing to take a long trip to Ada and hopefully get a victory and punch a ticket to go to the state championship game. Again, just a tremendous year for athletics and academics here at Broken Bow Public Schools. Proud of these young student athletes and what they've accomplished so far. And we're going to follow them the rest of this year and see how far they can go. Girls have gone pretty far against a defending state champion as they now lead by 5. And we'll tip off this second half in 2 minutes and 39 seconds. We'll take a quick word from some of our sponsors to be back with second half tip-off. You're watching Broken Bow Lady Savage basketball on the Broken Bow Savage Network.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
We all have stories. Stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. They inspire us to greatness and remind us to be humble. Stories connect us to our communities and the rest of the world. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Welcome back. Lady Savages get a few final words of coaching before they take the floor. Clock still showing, still showing 36, 35, 44. Okay, and now we got it running. Nice first half, though. It's a very rugged and accomplished opponent. So see what they change things at halftime, draw up different strategies, and adjust. We'll see how both of these teams adjusted to each other as we come to tip off this second half. The Lady Savages will inbound. Katie Rogers doing the honors, and Genesis Smith in the backcourt to receive the ball, and we are underway. Smith back to Rogers. Boy, they picked up defense immediately. Now it's Rogers out to Cawthron on the wing. And Cawthron, nice fake, and pass, look out. And they are swarming into Broken Bow, playing tight. It's Woolsey inside, and she lays it off the glass. Woolsey opens up the second half scoring. Biggest lead of the game by either team. Lady Savages are now up 7 off the Woolsey lay-in. And that's Pickens trying to do the counter, and she does. Comes back and with a turnaround jumper. And so back to a 5-point game. Half-court pressure Smith picks up her dribble, looking for help, gets it from Hightower. Hightower down in the corner to Rogers. Rogers looking, man, there's a pushing match going on between Pickens and Woolsey down there just outside the paint. Bounce pass. Oh, nice pass. Woolsey able to swing it back. Well, not able to swing it back out. Quick hands by Ligon. Gets it back for the Lady Leopards. And we go back to the other end. It's going to be Ligon to Ligon, back to Ligon. That's number one. That would be Landry. Ligon working on Cawthorn. Oh, Cawthorn with a reaching in. Almost got to hold the ball. Forced Ligon back to the top of the key. And now it's Landry and Lindley. I'm just going to call them by their first names instead of Ligon to Ligon. It's Lindley. And back to Landry, and now it's going to be Pickens driving. She did have a momentary lapse. Oh, great defense again. Woolsey recovered, got her hands up, and prevented any bucket. Pulled down another rebound. Now it's Lady Savages looking to extend their lead. It's going to be a pass down inside. Oh, wow. A cross-court pass. Cawthorn for three. Bucket! Jalen Cawthorn. A jumper from outside the perimeter, and now it is a 8-point lead for Broken Bow. That's Cawthorn's first three-pointer of this game and this season. And that's going to be a travel call on to Queen, and that might be because they look like Cawthorn and Smith closed ranks there and gave the Lady Leopards nowhere to go other than back down on both feet, and that's traveling. Here comes Smith. Off the dribble, kicks it outside. Another shot from the other side for Cawthorn. Doesn't quite make it, but Rogers is there for the rebound. She takes it back out. Rogers feeds it inside. Turnaround jumper. Woolsey! Give an assist to Katie Rogers and another bucket to Tyson Woolsey. Lady Savages now up by 10, double-digit lead. Here comes Pickens driving low off the glass. That was impressive. Just kind of semicircular drive by Pickens. Gets it back inside to single-digit deficit for DeQueen. Katie Rogers to Cawthorn. Cawthorn driving the baseline. Cawthorn going the other side up under the basket, and she lays it off the glass and in. That's Cawthorn's 5th point in 3 minutes. Lady Savages starting to pour it on. Back up by 10. Have a chance to extend it here. Here's the three-pointer from Rogers. Hits the bracket. No good. Cawthorn with the rebound and the putback. Jalen Cawthorn. She now has 7 points in the first 3.5 minutes of the second half. Broco up by 12. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick break. Have a word from our sponsors. We'll be back. You're watching Broco Lady Savage basketball on the Broco new YouTube channel.
We all have stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, Lady Savage, you see them looking up at the scoreboard, which they have managed to make click about 6 times in the first part of this second half. All the scoring coming from Woolsey and Cawthorn, as they now have their team up by 12, 32-20. And Lady Leopards maybe trying a different strategy after timeout. They put that press on Broken Bow, and since they were defensively, they were in Broken Bow's face, but offensively, Broken Bow adjusted by once Broken Bow got a rebound. Cawthorn just was going coast to coast. They were getting passes down inside. Here's the three-pointer, or maybe a two-pointer. It's good. Let's see if it's 2 or 3. I think that's a 2. It is a 2, but gets it back. Well, welcome back. Momentarily lost power, but back on the air, and in that time, Lady Savages have maintained lead by 12, 37-25 off of Tyson Woolsey. Oh, and Cawthron adds another two. I was going to say off of Tyson Woolsey. Three-point play the old-fashioned way. As Lady Savage is pouring it on here following that halftime break. They were able to keep in mind it was 21-16 when they came out of the locker room for the second half. And there's a three-point shot goes awry, but that one, a putback actually no good. Fight for the rebound and good stick-to-itiveness. Here's a three-point by Ligon, and she buries it from outside, and that's going to get it back to a 11-point game. But finish that thought, full court. It looked like a press on in the backcourt as Smith gets it to Rogers. Rogers looking to bring it up and has a little trouble, needs a little help, and gets past one. Nice feed to Cawthron. Now Cawthron drives, lays it off the glass and in. Jalen Cawthron. Dynamic play from a dynamic player. As last 40 seconds of this period, Lady Savage is already up by 13, have a chance to extend that. It's going to be Rogers passing it in, fight for the ball. Everybody scrambles, and it's Woolsey that gets it out to Cawthron, back to Rogers. 28 seconds, lots of time left. Feed inside, Woolsey kicks it back out. Shot on the way. Rogers with another rebound. Rogers with the putback. Katie Rogers. Lady Savage is now back up by 15, 43-28, 12 seconds left. Lady Leopard's going to play for the final shot of this third period. And Lady Savage is not giving up anything easy. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. It's going to have to be Pickens with a desperation shot and doesn't get it, and that's going to do it. 3 periods in, Lady Savages running away with it. 15-point lead for Broken Bow. 43-28. We'll be back with the final 8 minutes of this game following these words from our sponsors. You're watching Lady Savage Basketball on the Broken Bow YouTube channel.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Yeah, welcome back. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties as we completely lost power to our equipment, which means we had to restart it all. But Lady Savages did not have any problem. They certainly didn't lose power as they powered through about another 10 points onto their 5-point lead, and that's Tyson Woolsey adding it on. It's now 17 points for Broken Bow. Woolsey having a great second half, as is her team. Fantastic display. And good defense as well, as that one's fought for by Rogers. Rogers comes up with the rebound, pass to Cawthron. Cawthron driving. Cawthron sees a lane, then kicks it back out. Now it's Katie Rogers for three. Rogers off the bracket, fight for the rebound, and a good hustle by Genesis Smith to get to it. Smith now kicks it outside, and it's going to be Hightower for three. Long rebound in the hands of Cawthron. Cawthron bounces it once, goes up, lays it off the glass, and draws the foul. That's going to send Jalen Cawthron to the free throw line with a +1 and an opportunity to make it a 20-point lead over the DeQueen Lady Leopards. Man, this is a very impressive debut for the 2025-26 Broken Bow Lady Savage basketball team. Tremendous game all the way around. Jalen Cawthron misses the shot, but it's Katie Rogers with a rebound. Now it's Rogers throwing it into Woolsey. Woolsey turnaround jumper, lays it off the glass, no good. Pickens with a rebound. As the clock ticks down under 7 minutes. Savages, oh wow, it looked like Cawthron got a hand on that attempted pass. Swatting it out of bounds. And timeout on the floor. We're going to stay right here and talk about that. Lady Leopards calling the timeout. Keep in mind, this is a team who won a state championship last year. And again, lost their first game of the season. But other than that, they won their next 6. And now they're here in Broken Bow, and they are struggling against Lady Savages, down by almost 20. And I tell you, it is impressive, that outpouring of scoring. Hey, somebody ought to make that a lyric in a song, but in that third period by Broken Bow. But the Broken Bow defensive effort tonight is really impressive. As you see, the Lady Savage just cheered on by the cheerleaders. Of course, they'll be traveling to Ada tomorrow to cheer on the Savages in that semifinal football game. But Broken Bow's girls are putting out a clinic here about how to defend a very good. Keep in mind, this is a great basketball team from DeQuain, defending state champions. They've won 6 games and just don't have an answer for Broken Bow. Tried swarming defense, and Lady Savage is able to break that press and put points on the board. And as the game has gone on, it has been a more and more of a lead for Broken Bow. Well, look at that struggle. Cawthron. And coast to coast, Jalen Cawthron. They do not have an answer, or haven't had an answer in the second half for that, Cawthron. I think they may just be tired. Cawthron is such a tremendous athlete, able to keep up this tempo in the final 8 minutes of the basketball game. She just doesn't have an off button or a slow down button. I mean, that's almost trying to get a steal there, but she is such a tremendous athlete, such in tip-top check, as are the rest of the team. But has that also just that killer instinct. Once Cawthron gets the ball, accelerates and dribbles, and again, such great ball handling skills that she can run at full speed, dribbling all the way, see a lane, make a crease, and accelerate to the basket. Lady Savage is now up by 21 as Rogers to Hightower in the corner, looking to, it looked like she's trying to get it in, decides to shoot it. Long rebound brought down by, I believe, Morphew. Nope, sorry. That's going to be Briggins. Now to Ligon, Landry Ligon, and she pulls up, shoots a three, and that's what they need to do. I mean, there's, again, their hopes of winning this basketball game are diminishing. They're going to have to try to launch a three-point barrage. And here's a nice drive inside. Doesn't get to fall, but split 2 defenders. That was Hightower on the miss. Here's the rebound, and expect maybe Ligon to pull up and shoot a tray again, but she's guarded by Cawthron, and that may not so that may not happen. They're trying to screen her off, or it looked like Pickens thought about playing for a pick, and now a good hand in there, and a steal by the Savage. I believe that was either Cawthron or Woolsey that got a hand on it. It was Woolsey that came up with it, and now it's going to be Smith kicked it outside. Rogers from 3. Rogers a little long and rebounded by Morphew. Here comes DeQueen. Under 5 minutes left. Here's a three-pointer from the other Ligon. That's going to be Limley, and a great rebound. You saw Cawthron with her back to the opponents. Now look, it's Jalen Cawthron, splits 2 defenders, goes up, draws the foul. And I almost want to put a stopwatch. And you guys don't know what that is if you're like under 50, but it's what before we had iPhones and or before we had smartphones, we used to have these things called stopwatches. But I'd like to, it's a small watch that tracks time in tenths and hundredths of a second. I'd like to put one on Jalen Cawthron and see how fast she gets from the paint on one end after a rebound to the paint in the other end, because it looks like it's about a second and a half. She is so fast. Second one rattles out, but then it's rebound inside, turn around, and it's Tyson Woolsey. Woolsey cleaning up on the rebound. Now it is the Lady Savages with half 100 plus 1. This is a dominant performance in this second half by Broken Bow. That ball was almost swatted. In fact, I don't know, she might have got a hand on it. The point does fall in, though, for Pickens. And here's a drive. Hightower gets a check. Now it's Cawthron for 3. Cawthron buries it from behind the perimeter. Welcome back. Camera froze up, but it was Kay Lindsay on the defensive work for DeQueen. Here's Landry Ligon. Shot no good. Rebound. Broken bow. Cawthron. And going to slow things down. Well, I say slow things down, but that was a half-court pass. And then on the putback, Tyson Woolsey gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and now it's Woolsey laying it on. 26-point lead for Broken Bow as Landry Ligon realizes their team's not going to be on the winning end of this one. Wow, what a display by Broken Bow. Again, it's a 5-point game at halftime. Second half has been all Lady Savages. As hit it outside. And good job defensively. Look at the shuffling. As Landry Ligon does put up some points for the Lady Leopards. And here's a three-pointer on the way. Shot no good as ball struggled for. Wow, and I think was that Kemp hitting the floor? That was a hard tumble, but nope, that was actually Cawthron. Minute and a half left as you see the Lady Savages mass substitution and big hand from the crowd for this team that is really, really poured it on. Man, it's a 59-35 game, and I did not anticipate this, but this is some great basketball we're seeing from Broken Bow. Here's DeQueen working from the top of the key. Looking to work against Cherry, and then they're going to kick it back out, top of the key. It's Marshall, and there's the shot, no good, going to go out of bounds. That will be Broken Bow Lady Savage basketball. 68 seconds left. Lady Savage is going to start the season 1-0, and in very impressive style against the defending state champion. And see Griffin with a loses the ball. Actually got it stolen. Got it punched out by Briggins for DeQueen. Now it's a 2-point shot, no good. Tried 5-5 for the rebound over there. And winds up going out of bounds off a Lady Leopard and will be Broken Bow's basketball. Again, stay tuned. We're going to have the Broken Bow boys game immediately following this. We'll have some words from our sponsors. Oh, nice pass down low, inside, and the ball's up and in. It was Kendry Camp. Camp with a nice in traffic, just went straight up between two defenders and high off the glass. Came straight back down through the bottom of the net. Camp getting the Lady Savages to 61. And here's a pass, goes off the hands of its intended recipient and out of bounds. Will be Lady Savage basketball, 17 seconds left. And get a tight game at half. This was 4-point game at the end of the first quarter, 10-6 Lady Savages, 21-16 at halftime. But in the second half, it has been all Broken Bow. They put on a clinic. They now win going away. 26-point victory by Broken Bow, 61-35. That's a great way to start off a basketball season, and against a quality win against a quality team. And Lady Savages have a lot to be proud of. Again, they'll be back here on Saturday. So as they take on the Hugo Lady Buffaloes. So be back, tune in at 7 o'clock for the tip-off of that one. We're going to take a break, have a few words from our sponsors. We'll be back with the boys' game as the Broken Bow Savages tip off their season against the DeQueen Leopards. So that'll probably be that. They got 13 minutes on the clock, and so that's about when they'll start with the starting lineups and introduce those guys. You see Broken Bow coming out of the locker room, and so we'll take a quick break and then be back with the boys' first game of the 25-26 season after these messages from our sponsors. See you then.
We all have stories. Stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. They inspire us to greatness and remind us to be humble. Stories connect us to our communities and the rest of the world. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
We all have stories. Stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, welcome back. We've got a basketball game that is going to feature some really good players, but I'm going to show you a quick clip of a notable exception, guy that is not going to be on the floor, and this is from a couple of weeks ago.
Pistol shotgun, that is. Graydon's going to read option and keep the football. Now looks for some blocking, trying to get to the edge. Uses his speed to the 35, 40, turns it up the sideline midfield. 45, down the sideline and outrunning everyone is Graydon Howe to the end zone. He took it to the...
Yeah, that's the unequaled Graydon Howe. And, of course, broke the freshman scoring record here at Broken Bow. Put up 43 points. And as a freshman, during this Savage Classic against Hugo 2 years ago. And, of course, is not going to be playing. He along with a couple other, notably said John Hall, A.J. Brand, I mentioned him earlier, several of the starters for Broken Bow's basketball team not going to be on the floor tonight or on Saturday, as they will be playing at Ada in the state semifinal football game against a very tough Tuttle team, defending state runner-ups. And Savage football team has their work cut out for them, but they also have some great players who do not play football, basketball, and other sports. But we're looking forward to, seeing this game tonight. It's going to be very interesting. Of course, returning multi-year starters will be on the floor tonight. Among them, Jackson McDaniel. Again, senior this year, and McDaniel, really great player. Added a lot to his game in the last half of last season, because he was a really good three-point shooter, shot from outside, and rebounder. But you saw him penetrating, driving the lane, taking off the dribble and going in toward the basket, attacking the basket toward the end of last season. Expect to see even more of that. He's matured even more. He's a senior now, and so Jackson McDaniel going to be one of the starters you'll see out there tonight. Also, Colin Axton, just a freshman last year, but what a freshman year he had. As one of the most memorable is he hit a buzzer beater shot from the corner to send the Savages to the regional tournament. Just a great basketball player, and Axton really, again, has matured physically and has matured mentally in his basketball game as well, with another year of not just maturing from a freshman to a sophomore, but also under the tutelage of Ryan Woolsey. And so see him out there. Also, you got some, keep in mind, Rylan Hanks going to be out there. He's now a junior. He's 6'7". Crew Pratt also saw a lot of action last year. He will be on the floor tonight. He will be a starter, experienced player. And so Savages have along with Taylor Tomlinson also saw a lot of action last year. And then you'll see Brooks Gaston out there as well, just a sophomore, but a 6-footer, a great athlete, played baseball, and now got to see maybe some newcomers as well. So anyway, they're going to take the floor in about 2 minutes. And well, I guess they already have taken the floor, but they're going to have they're going to introduce the starting lineups in about 2 minutes, and we'll see how that goes. But again, I don't know what DeQueen has to offer as far as their basketball program. I know that their best player off their team last year was a senior, and he has not only graduated, he actually, I believe, has gone on to play college basketball. So, but you will see some good players on the Leopards. And normally I would say the Savages, with the normal starting basketball team, Graydon Howe leading that, probably going to be about a 10, 15-point favorite in this. But, without those guys, probably maybe about even. I don't know. We'll see. Again, it's first of the season. That's why they play the games. A lot of unknowns. And so we're about a minute from tip-off. And so let's just stay right here. I'm going to, again, if you see these sponsors that are lower corner of your, or the lower half, or lower, not half, the lower fifth of your screen, make sure and thank them. Tell them how much you appreciate being able to watch these live streams anytime. As you see them getting ready to introduce the starting lineups. So we tick down. Of course, the Leopards will be introduced first. They are the visiting team here in this Savage Classic.
And arrived in the final game of day one of the 2025 Savage Classic.
So,
visitors team on the scoreboard tonight.
and again, in case you just did that, I don't know why you wouldn't know, but Brobo will be playing again, we will not be live streaming that game. They have we've been prohibited by the OSSAA from live streaming on this channel the semifinal game, and so we'll be there though, supporting Brokobo Savages, and we'll see what they can do against a tough Tuttle team. Here comes the Savage starting lineup for tonight. We'll mention a couple of notes. Some other interesting things. The boys' coach at DeQueen last year was Logan Lindley, and he's now on Brokobo staff as an assistant coach. So I guess the Savages may have an insight as to the capabilities of the team. You see the starting lineup announced for Brokobo. Adrian Hightower. There's Jackson McDaniel starting his senior year off. And Crew Pratt, great three-point shooter. And Rylan Hakes, 6'7" center. And there's Axton, just a sophomore, but keep in mind, this is still a very young team. Again, with they add A.J. Brannon, and they have another senior, but on the floor, not Jackson McDaniel, the only senior on this squad. As you see, Hanks at center court with Cervantes, and it's going to be tipped into the backcourt. 5 for the ball, goes off of Hightower, maybe. Let's see what the call is. Going to be inbounded by the Savages. Quickly, here's Hightower out to McDaniel. McDaniel feeds it inside. Hanks off the glass. No good. Rebound. DeQueen. McCoy. Now it's Lindley, of course, and their best player. That would be number 12, Caden Lindley. You will see him. You will hear his name a lot tonight. And so Savage is going to have to try to keep him from getting open looks at the basket. There's Lindley working against Hightower. Hightower with a steal. Wow, that was Adrian Hightower just knocking the ball. Then the double step. Ball falls. Does not go through the hoop, though. That was a great steal. Adrian Hightower off a very good basketball player. And here's a three-pointer drain from the top of the key. And so Shelton opens the scoring for the Leopards. 3-0. Here's Hightower back out. McDaniel's three-point shot, no good. Hits the inside of the rim, bounces back out, and pushing up quickly up the floor is Martin, and then he either commits a foul, commits a charge, or draws the foul. Let's see which it is. I believe it's going to be against Broken Bow, and it is. That's going to send Martin to the. That's on McDaniel, and that's going to be his first foul by anybody in this game. And so that's going to send Martin to the free throw line. And so, however, did not get the first one. Second one does fall for Martin. 4-0. Savages inbound. McDaniel bringing up the ball with Pratt. Now it's going to be back to McDaniel. McDaniel making a move and then picks up his dribble, kicks it back outside to Hightower. Get it back around to Pratt. Crew Pratt to Hightower. Hightower making a move. Tries to bounce. Oh, wow. Let's get it in. Somehow he got that. That was a bounce pass. Off the floor inside. Did wind up in the hands of Hanks. Hanks got it knocked back out. And there's the inbound pass and the tip pass by Hanks goes off the hands of, either goes off the hands of McDaniel or was knocked out, or knocked into the hands and then out of bounds. It's going to be Leopard ball. They lead 4-0, 6:12 and ticking left, first period. And there's a steal. I think that was either Hanks or Axon got a hand on it. Now it's Pratt kicking it out to McDaniel and out to Hightower. Hightower from the corner. Tries behind the back dribble. Now he backs up, bounce pass, and then back to Hightower for three. Long rebound, and oh, wow. That was great effort by Pratt. He got a hand on it and tipped it, but unable to maintain possession, and so it's going to be Leopard basketball. Lindley brings it up for DeQueen. And now it's Lindley for three. Wow, such a smooth shot. And you expect Lindley sails it through. 7-0 football score. And 5:20 left in this first period. Here's Pratt. In and out. Man, rattled in and out. So had the distance, but not quite the perfect line. And so another rebound. That's the thing. Savages really haven't had a lot of offensive boards. And his turnaround jumper, and that falls into the hands of Axton. Now it's McDaniel to Axton. Axton looking. Oh, Axton pulls up from 3. Tips it, hits the. Oh, wow. There's a fight for it underneath. Hank's got a hand on it. Tried for the putback. Couldn't get it to fall. Still 7-0. Savage is yet to score. As we tick down under 4:30 left, first period. Feed inside. Oh, great defensive move. And then it draws. Wow, that was just a great defensive effort by, I believe that was Hanks or Axton. I'm sorry, the camera, one of our cameras right away, but he managed to get the defender or get the person with the ball off their feet and then force them to commit a travel as they had nowhere for the ball to go. I think that might actually be considered a block statistically. There's a pass, hard pass. It's going to be McDaniel for 3. Rolls off, sprint for the ball, and that's won by Lindley. Lindley's coming hard down, drives in, sails off the glass, no good. Rebound by Pratt. Pratt pushes it up the floor. Pratt's pass outside, Hightower. Hightower back to Axton. Now it's going to be McDaniel. McDaniel feeds it outside. Shot open, not there. Falls. Hanks fighting for the rebound. And it's DeQueen that comes up with it. That's John Matarino on the rebound. Broken Bow basketball on the turnover. 3:33 left, first period. Still scoreless for Broken Bow. 7 points on the board for DeQueen. Here's a feed outside. And they kick it back in. Tomlinson, bounce pass, then outside. Oh, that was stolen. They tried to force it in. I believe that was Hightower with the errant bounce pass. And now DeQueen with 3 minutes left and a 7-point lead looks to add to that. Here's a pull-up jumper from 3, and that one goes to the hands of Jackson McDaniel. McDaniel going coast to coast. McDaniel driving. Did he draw a foul, or did he charge? That is to be determined, and I think that's going to send Jackson McDaniel to the free throw line. Nice job, good effort, way to read it. McDaniel saw that the defender was not set and just decided to go straight to the bucket over him, even if the ball, well, I thought it would be a shooting foul. Apparently not. I guess maybe it was after he released the ball. Anyway, the foul is on DeQueen. 1 team foul each. Pass in. McDaniel fighting for the rebound. And does not win that battle. And now it's DeQueen basketball. Leopards. Lindley. Oh, another time. Man, I tell you, Hightower has such quick hands. He's picked Lindley's pocket twice. Almost another turnover. Now it's McDaniel that gets a hand on it. Here's a long errant shot. Tipped back in, but directly in the hands of Tomlinson. He's going to push it up court. Kicks it out to Hightower and gets called for the travel. Hightower came down with the basket. That's when you jump up, you come down with the basketball, land on both feet, and then start a dribble, and you just can't do that. So, still 7-0. Quick start to this for DeQueen, and then scoring for both teams. So I hadn't cooled down for Broken Bow, hadn't heated up for Broken Bow yet, but DeQueen has been cooled down the last 4 minutes. Here's a 3, though. That's a wide open look off the front of the rim, though, and in the hands of McDaniel. Another rebound for Jackson McDaniel. He's going to kick it down into Axton. Axton cross-court pass to Hightower. Hightower with the dribble to Pratt. Pratt working to get inside, and Pratt draws the reaching foul. That's going to be the second team foul on the Leopards. And Broken Bow will inbound. So maybe have a inbound play for a bucket off of this pass. Let's see. They throw it way back to Axton. Axton working back toward the top of the key. To McDaniel. McDaniel, yeah, it's got a scrappy defender on him. Kicks it back outside. Pratt to Hightower. Buckets! Hightower breaks the ice with a tray. give the assist. I think that was McDaniel or Pratt that threw it out there to him. And Savages now with a 4-point deficit. They get the ball back. Another three-pointer on the way. That one does not fall from the corner. And it's Lindley bringing it up for the Leopards. Feed inside and then kick back outside. Lindley trying to drive it inside. Well, that's a long jumper, man. You see how smooth Lindley is, though, as he just pulls the ball up. It has a high arc on it, but comes back down through the bottom of the net. And so back to a 6-point game. Well, I guess it hasn't been at a 6-point game. It was at a 7-point lead, so. Savage is now trading buckets, trying to cut into that lead. Here's a pass to McDaniel. McDaniel baseline move. McDaniel's shot goes off the side of the side and maybe the bracket support, and so that's going to be considered out of bounds. It will be inbounded by the Leopards. Savage is going to full court presses. There's only 27.3 seconds left, hoping to maybe get a steal. And a shot, and they do. Good defense, quick pass down low, and draws the foul, and the bucket. That was a nice play. That was a great pass. That's Hightower with the bucket, but I think that was Pratt that quickly threw it down to him for the assist. And Savages have a chance to cut it to a one-possession game here with 23.4 seconds left in the first period. That's a good decision as Savages go into the full court press, immediately create a turnover, and turn it into points on the board. It's a third team foul. And this one goes up and is rebounded by Brokenbow. Pratt grabs it, gets it to Axton. Axton back to Hightower. Hightower throws it around on the side to, I believe that's either Tomlinson or Gaston over there. And then there's Hightower to Axton. Back to Tomlinson, and then back to Axton, top of the key. 2 seconds. One, he's going to have to throw it. Shot doesn't get off, and that doesn't quite get off. Savages, though, clawing their way back into this one. 9-5 is your score. And Savages trail by 4. We'll be back after this quick message. You're watching Broken Bow's Savage Basketball on the Broken Bow Network. See you in a minute.
We all have stories. Stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, welcome back. You see Coach Ryan Woolsey instructing his players about maybe some of the things they were doing, certainly in the first part of that first period. And they trailed 7-0, couldn't seem to get anything started offensively, but it did come back and seemed to gain some momentum as the period came to a close. And so hopefully go back on the floor with a little incentive and a little better concept of how to handle this DeQueen offense. DeQueen offense, again, number 12, Caden Lindley, with the majority of the points by either team. And he is their team leader, leading scorer, best player, and he has the ball. He's going to try to, they kind of want to get him the ball outside, inside, anywhere. As they get it to Martin, then back to Lindley. Lindley kicks it out. Back to Ayers, and here's a shot from Lindley, and it's nothing but net. So start off the second period with Lindley hitting the bucket, back to a 7-point difference, 12-5. Savages on the low end of that. Here's Axton for three, and he's a great three-point shooter. Doesn't get it to fall, though. Hasn't found his range yet. Here's a pass a little behind, and that's a scoop and not score. Good rebound by Axton. Colin pushes it up, gets it to Hightower in the corner. Hightower thought about shooting it from over there. And working against Lindley, and there's a fall to the floor. Might have been a little bit of acting there. So does not draw a foul, and rightly so. Out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson working cross, gets it to McDaniel. McDaniel pulls up and buries it from about 6.6 feet behind the line. Back to a 4-point game. Nice shot, Jackson McDaniel. Be dangerous if he finds his range, and it looks like he has found it for now. Here's a give and go, and does not work with the scoop. Rebound, Pratt. Pratt's going to push it up the floor. And then he sees a gap. Crew Pratt goes in and draws the foul. Nice job getting it quickly up the floor, and then he sort of paused, saw that nobody was set in the paint, decided to drive it, much like Jackson McDaniel did earlier in that first period. Just saw that everybody's moving. I can drive the lane, and if I don't get the shot to fall, I'll draw the foul. That's exactly what happened. And then first one goes off the side. The first free throw, that is, goes off. No good, though. But anyway, good recognition by that, by Crew Pratt, I should say. Savage's second shot also missed. Savage is struggling from the line early. But the rebound, nice job getting in there. As Jackson McDaniel on the rebound to Pratt, to McDaniel. McDaniel shooting three and trying from the same spot. Different result, though. Missed that one. Rebound by Martin. And then look like they have Lindley out on the wing, guarded by Pratt. Now they're going to kick it back outside. Thought about shooting it until Colin Axton adjusted defensively. Now it's to Ayers, and then back to Lindley. Watch out. Lindley had a screen. Lindley had a good look at the bucket, and that one did not fall. Good rebound. Hightower quickly moving up the floor. Hightower crossover, trying to make some space for himself. Splits a couple of defenders, lays it off the glass and in. Adrian Hightower. Impressive drive as he went through 4 defenders to get there. Laid it off the glass and in from the far side. And now it's a 2-point game. Savage is back in this one. Playing staunch defense as well. Lindley working against Hightower or not. Decides to throw it back to Martin. Man, I like Martin's headband. That's a little the old Pete Maravich 70s style drive, and no bucket, however. The ball goes out of bounds off of, I believe they may call go. Did they call goaltending on that? What was the call? They're discussing something over there. I believe it might have been a foul on the Leopards. So Savages have the basketball. Trail by 2, have a chance to tie it up or go ahead with a three-pointer here. It's going to be Tomlinson. Give and go. Oh, wow, that was a call play as they circled around. Just couldn't get the alley-oop timed right, but they retained possession. Now it's Pratt to Tomlinson, or actually out to Hightower. Now to Tomlinson. Back to Pratt. And looking for an opening. Axton down the corner, open shot. Hightower does not fall. 5 for the rebound, and it's going to be McDaniel pulls it down. Now it's a three-pointer on the way and buries it. Tomlinson from 3. Savage's 3rd tray of this game. They have now taken the lead 13-12. That was great teamwork. Passing it around, finding the open shot, and then Taylor Tomlinson buried it, and Tomlinson got a hand on that one, knocked it loose into the hands of a teammate, and then it was lost. And good job. McDaniel lost the ball, but kept after it, trying to regain possession. So good hustle. Now it's quickly. Yeah, the Queen quickly, but here's a three-pointer. That's got high rebound, and that was, wow, that was just wound up in the hands of Martin. Now it's going to be a drive by Lindley. Good defense by Brokobo. Does not allow the easy shot, and so Savages have the ball back. They have the lead, trying to extend it. Here comes Axton, passing it back out to Hightower, to McDaniel, to Tomlinson, to 3 on the way. Long rebound, and it's pulled down by DeQueen. Leopards on the move. Get it across center court. Now it's to Martin. Martin trying to make space, picks up his dribble, kicks it to the top of the key to Salacious. And now that's just a turnaround by Salacious. And it is, I've been told it is pronounced Salacious, actually. Brian Salacious. So he gets his team to lead back, 14-13. 3:08 and ticking left in the half. Here's Pratt. Good look, but a little long. Goes off the far side of the glass, which would be the near side to us, far side from him, and falls in the hands of DeQueen. Here come the Leopards with Dawson to Salacious, to Lindley, and now to Martin. working it around. Again, Lindley, that's the guy they want to have the ball, and here's his shot, and it falls, and that's why they want it in his hands. Man, he is a great player, Caden Lindley, and he just dropped another three on Broken Bow. Now it leads back to 4 for DeQueen. Here's Axton to Tomlinson as Broken Bow brings the ball up, moving it around the perimeter. Hightower, feed. That was a nice shovel pass from McDaniel, and then McDaniel goes back to the top of the key. Good reaction, and there was a almost steal by Lindley as he reacted. Or sorry, that was Martin, I think. Anyway, result is he goes out of bounds off to Queen, and will be Broken Bow Savage basketball. 2:12 left in the half. Savages trail by 4, have an opportunity to cut into that lead right here. Possession arrow, by the way, is in favor of Broken Bow if that becomes a factor. Here's a pass inside, and that's going to be a foul in the paint under the net as they're trying to feed the ball in there to, I believe, Hanks, and the defender had a hand around on the ball, but also had a hand in the back of Rylan Hanks, giving him a little push. You can't do that, and so that's going to be the 5th team foul, right? No, 2nd team foul this period on DeQueen, and that's actually a long pass. Oh, great defensive move by Colin Axton. A block. And hustle, wow, and what a job of keeping the ball on the ground there as Tomlinson managed to retain possession. This is crazy. Axton to Pratt for 3, shots off, and it's now a 1-on-4 rebound. Now it's a scramble for the ball, goes on the ground, and now it's off of, I believe that was off of Hanks. Now pass down low. This is crazy. A lot of hustle down there. May not. That was literally, it's great hustle by both teams, scrambling on the floor after the ball, but you could play the last 30 seconds of that to the Benny Hill theme and it would match. That was just, the ball was everywhere, and so were the players. Net result is it's going to be DeQueen's ball inbounding in the Broken Bow end. They have a 4-point lead, 1:21 and ticking left as they set up their offense. And they may be, after that scramble, they may be content to slow things down a little. Again, wow, Lindley just pulls it up and shoots. That's off the front of the rim and into the hands of Tomlin. It's a good rebound. Savages have the ball with a little over a minute left in the first half. Trail by 4. As they get it down to Pratt, and he pointed to maybe setting up a play. Let's see what happens. Tries a shovel pass to Hightower, and then they kick it out to Tomlinson from the corner. High bounce, great rebound inside, and put back by Rylan Hanks. That was a great rebound by the 6'7" junior. As he laid it off the glass, it's back to a 2-point game. Went for the steal, missed. Nice effort, though. Good job getting back by Axton. Now it's going to be kicked outside. Now to Martin. Martin working against Hightower. And they look like DeQueen wants to work for the final shot. Usually you take that with about 5 seconds left, and that's maybe what they do. And that's number 12, the guy at the center court right there at the top of the keys, the guy they want to take that shot. No, it's Martin driving. Martin Mayo. Nice move by Martin underneath. Great rebound, though, as it's Pratt. Does he get it off? He does. Whoa! Whoa! Crew Pratt gets hugged from Hightower as that ball went 3/4 the length of the court and into the side of the rim. Did not go through, and that's the way things are going to remain. 17-15. The Leopards lead after one half. We'll have some word from our sponsors, and let's actually look at the Savage cheerleaders dancing here. So listen to this band because it's a 10-minute. It's going to be a 10-minute half. I don't know if they're going to. The dance team will not perform at halftime, as they do that during the regular season, but not during this. During this Savage Classic, but the cheerleaders down there at the underside with the drum corps playing. Got a good feeling here, but again, it is a Thursday night instead of the usual Friday night that we start this on, and you see, not as quite a capacity crowd, but there's going to be a lot of people from this school and a lot of fans that are going to head up to Ada tomorrow. They have some school buses taking people. I know you have school buses taking people to a school event. No kidding, Chris. But we're talking about fans. There's some fan buses that are going to be taken off going up there, and I expect a good contingent to show up for the semifinal game. So Savage, there's a lot of things happening here. Right now, on the court, it is the Queen 17, Broken Bow 15. We will now take a quick break. Hear from a couple of our spots. We'll be back with second half action. Still about 8.5 minutes left, so we'll pause and then have the rest of the final game on day one of the Savage Classic. You're watching Pregame Savage basketball on the Pregame YouTube channel. See you in 7 minutes.
We all have stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
And welcome back. About 40 seconds away from tip-off the second half. Savages trail by 2. Recapping the first half scoring. Looks like it was Adrian Hightower leading the Savages with 7 points. Pretty good game for him. The rest of the scoring was Taylor Tomlins with a 3, Jackson McDaniel with 3, and Rylan Hanks with 2. For the Leopards, it was Caden Lindley, as expected, 11 points, double digits in the first period. First half. Some of that in the first period. And Connor Skelton with 3, Brian Salasius with 2, and Jake Martin with 1. That adds up to 17, and they lead the Savages by 2. Savages will inbound the ball to start off the second half. And McDaniel to Hightower to start it off. Drive inside, ball does not fall. Put back effort, Rylan Hanks. So Hanks, with a pair of bookends, ended the first half scoring, started the second half for the Savages. Savages in the press trying to create a turnover. They get it to Lindley. Shovel pass out to Martin. Martin shots on the way, and he buries it. Man, that was a nice looking shot. So Martin's first tray back to a 3-point game. 17 for the Savages, 20. There's a drive inside. Oh, wow, a feed inside, and it's Hanks once again. That was a great feed from Axton to Hanks. Hanks with the quickness to lay it in, and Savages now trail by just 1, but here's a 3-pointer. That one does not fall. Fight for the rebound, and it's won by Hanks. Man, Hanks having a great second half thus far. Here's McDaniel, passes it. Oh, McDaniel with a bullet pass to Hanks. Fouls. Hanks can't quite handle it. Winds up in the hands of Shelton. And then there's a fight for the ball. Looked like Hanks might have got a hand on it. Goes out of bounds, though. That's probably going to be out on Broken Bow, be inbounded by the Leopards. A little redundant, but they're going to probably want to try to get the ball in the hands of number 12. I don't know with that 3-pointer shoot. I was going to say with the 3-pointer shooting earlier by Martin, though. But Shelton now with the 3, and so the Leopards have opened up the second half with a couple of trays. They have heated up from outside the perimeter. Savages getting it done from inside. As Pratt brings it across. Fight for the ball on the floor, and it's going to be a tie ball. Possession arrow is in favor of DeQueen. They will take it down court, I think. Let's see what. Yeah, okay, now there's the call. I was going to say, I thought that's what the call was. Bounce pass. Savages in the full court press. See if they can create a turnover. Long pass down to Shelton. I keep calling him Skelton because of Broken Skeletons. But there's a pass quickly. It's Pratt. Wow, that was some fancy footwork, but does not result in a bucket. Yes, laid it off the glass a little too hard, went long over the rim. Here's a 3-point shot, and that one's off mark as well. Rebound McDaniel. McDaniel pushing it up the floor. Kicks it quickly out to Axton. Axton saw the baseline, then pulls up, and just a jumper. Great rebound inside by Hanks to maintain the possession. Here's Hightower to McDaniel, to Axton. Axton, looks like he took off, forgot the ball, decided to pull up and shoot it, and buries it. Colin Axton says, I can do that too. He adds a tray. Yeah, it's a 1-point game, 23-22, 5 minutes left, third period. Savages cutting into that a 2-point lead at halftime. Here comes Lindley with a wraparound pass out to Martin. Martin quick. Oh, Martin guarded by McDaniel. McDaniel knocked it loose and almost got the steal. Quick hands by Jackson McDaniel. There's going to be the whistle blown, but that may be waved off. Yeah, the bucket does not count. That's going to be a travel call, I believe, and so ball will be inbounded by Broken Bow. Slowing down the pace just a bit as they bring it up. It's going to be Pratt to Hightower. Alley-oop. Oh, that was a great give and go. They gave Axton, gave up the ball, kind of just circled back around, and then that was a perfectly timed jump and a great feed from Hightower results in a 2-point play. Broken Bow now has regained the lead 24-23 on the alley-oop. A great pass. That's an assist for Hightower, and there's a block of a pass, and that's a dagger. That was launched by Dawson. So Dawson becomes the third Leopard to hit a tray in succession here in the second half. It could be a dangerous team if they shoot threes like that from multiple players. And here is an answer, maybe from Axton. Does not fall. Fight for the rebound. It's one. Well, I thought it was won by Broken Bow. Now it's a tie ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Savages. They will inbound. Good hustle by, I believe that was Pratt and McDaniel on the floor. And so Savages do get the ball back. Trail by 2, 3:31 left, third period. And here's Axton. Leaned into it and then got, I just kind of threw that one away. That was a miscommunication or just a bad pass. And so now it's the Leopards with the chance to extend it beyond a one-possession lead. They're fired it around. They've been deadly from outside the perimeter. You cannot give them a look. And now Little Cold, as that shot's missed, dive for the ball. Lindley gets it, and then that may be a travel call. No, they got the timeout in. Timeout on the floor. As we'll take one as well and have a word from one of our media partners. Savages trail by 2, 24-26, 3:05 left, third period. We'll be back in 15 seconds.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Well, welcome back. Been a very competitive basketball game, man. What a huge head start for the DeQueen Leopards. They jumped out to a 7-0 lead that they maintained through most of the first period. The Savages kind of have been cutting into that, and then here in the second half actually took the lead. But the Leopards have just made 3 buckets, but all 3 have been outside the 3-point perimeter. Here's a 2-point bucket, and that's going to give them a 2-possession lead, 28-24. Off the slashing play. Savage is going to look for an answer, maybe from outside the perimeter. Again, still just the third period, lots of time left, but that's a loose ball fought for. Somehow Hightower got on the floor and got it, but then tried to throw it back over his head, and there was nobody there to receive it. So it's going to be a long, oh, wow, that's a one-touch pass. Lindley with the ball. Good reaction by McDaniel to get, or no, sorry, that wasn't Lindley. That was actually number 13, not 12. That was Maturino, but good reaction by McDaniel because he looked like he might have had an open shot otherwise, and Jackson was in his face. Here's the three-pointer from top of the key, and that's going to fall out of bounds and among the Leopard cheerleaders, and so will be inbounded by McDaniel for Broken Bow. Savages trail by 4, 2:05 left, third period. Again, first game of the season for Broken Bow. And again, you followers of Broken Bow basketball recognize a couple of jerseys absent, most notably that of Great. Now, what a great move inside as Axton drove with the two-stepper to the lane, drew the foul, laid it off the glass, and in. Has a chance to cut it to 1 with a 3-point play off the foul. Colin Axton, man, just a sophomore, but great basketball player. And, does not get it to fall, however. That's his 5th point of this period. And that one goes off. McDaniel got a hand on that. the press working a little, and they might have had to call timeout to avoid a 5-second violation. We're going to stay right here. You see Coach Patrick Smith directing the Savages there as Ryan Woolsey also over there. And yeah, this has been back and forth basketball game. But to complete that thought, the Axton's charge. You might notice a couple of jerseys missing, most notably number 4. That's that of Graydon Howe, leader of this basketball team. Savage season scoring record holder for Broken Bow and recipient of. As you hear the crowd, the Savages are clapping for the announcement by Jerry Falling that Savages are going to the state semifinals tomorrow.
Let's buy tickets and let's go support your Broken Bow Savages.
Yeah, that's gonna expect that to be well attended despite the weather, and so. But anyway, actually probably the key player for Broken Bow, certainly the leader on offense, the starting quarterback is Graydon Howell, and also the point guard leading scorer on the basketball team. And without him, you can see it is obviously a different team when you don't have somebody with that both ability and leadership qualities in there, but they're doing pretty well against this DeQueen team, and certainly not giving up. That was good hustle. As you see Ryan Woolsey, he is upset officiating. He thought McDaniel got in there and knocked the ball, and now he won that. Well, maybe not. Now they're going to put the press in, but I thought McDaniel knocked it off of one of the Leopard players, and so good hustle by McDaniel. Now they're going to try to open it up, and they get a good look from 3 points. Can't land the shot, though. Goes out of bounds off, I believe, Lindley, and so that will be inbounded by the Savages. But, man, certainly like, what you see on the court here as a Broken Bow Savage fan. And Colin Axton played a great game. Jackson McDaniel, of course, the senior leader out there. And then that young man, Hightower, started off this game being the main scorer, showing his skills on the court. Be interesting to see how once you get Howell and Brandon, some of the other guys starters back, how that mix works. Because I'd say there are at least 3 starters that are not playing tonight. But I'm very impressed with the 5 that are on the floor right now. So Hightower bringing the ball up. Tomlinson on the other wing. It's Axton circling around. Axton trying for a crease, makes a move, and he draws the foul. Man, he just got his arm grabbed. Like he went into drive, and he obviously had his opponent beat, so they just grabbed his arm and pulled him. I guess if you're going to foul somebody, that's the way to do it. It's not a hard foul. You're not trying to hurt them, but you are preventing them from making the shot if you grab their arm. So that definitely will send him to the free throw line with an opportunity to tie this ball game. First shot in and out, no good. Hits the back of the rim, the front of the rim, and then rolls over it. 38.1 seconds left in the third period. Savages trail by 2, but are at the free throw line with the opportunity to cut that to 1. And they do. Good job, Colin Axton presses on. Leopards get it in the backcourt to Dawson, get it across into the forecourt to Salasius. There's a drive and a bucket by Salasius. Or sorry, that was Ayers, number 3, not number 1. Now it's a 3-point game, 20 seconds left in the third period. Savages may work for the last shot if they don't get an open one. Try to shoot a 3 to tie it up going into the final period, though they get a good look from outside. Shot high on the rebound, and McDaniel tries to get it back from Martin, and now it's to Lindley. Lindley working against McDaniel. Good job. He gets the ball off. Oh, my. That one went in. Hit the rim. Did not go through, and that'll do it. After 3 periods of play, it is DeQueen 30, Broken Bow 27. 8 minutes left. We'll be back for that after these messages. You're watching Broken Bow Savage Basketball on the Broken Bow Network. See you in 30.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Well, welcome back. We have a hotly contested basketball game, a close basketball game, a three-point basketball game. Going into this final period, it's DeQueen leading by 3, 30-27. Savages have, well, it's kind of been the way it's been, though. It was a two-point game at half. And Savages came out looking good defensively, looking good moving the ball, making shots, but DeQueen got hot from behind the three-point line early in that third period. And so anything can happen going down the stretch. Savage is going to come out on defense, as it will be the Leopards inbounding the ball to start off this final 8 minutes. It's Lindley bringing it across. Bounce pass to Martin. Martin picks up his dribble, and then Pratt knocks it loose momentarily. Now it's Lindley to Salacious to Martin. And they're working it back to Lindley. Lindley looks like he wants to take a shot, tries to get it in, and now it's a wide open three. Good look, and he nails it. Man, that was a good job passing the ball around to the opening man. Ayers does the rest. 6-point game. Savages now facing the press in the backcourt, as McDaniel somehow manages to get the ball across the court. That was a good job not traveling. And now kicked outside, three-point shot on the way, and he buries it. It's Hightower from the far side. Back to a three-point game. Savages pressing. Bounce pass from Ayers, and the give back to Ayers, blocked. That was partially blocked by Axton, or Hanks won. And so Savages now with a chance to tie it up. McDaniel picks up his dribble, looks for help, gets it across to Pratt, to Axton, to Hightower. Hightower, cross-court pass to McDaniel, and now back to all the way. Oh, nice pass, found Hanks. Hanks with the two-pointer and the foul opportunity to tie it up. That was a great job of passing it around the perimeter and then getting it in the paint to Hanks. And Hanks is so quick going up off the glass despite the foul. Savages clawed their way back into this one, trailed by 6. And now it's a tie ball game. Excellent. I expect that pressure in the backcourt to be maintained by Broken-Bow, and it results in a turnover as, oh man, Colin Axton must have got a hand on that, as it didn't look like it hit anybody else, but it does seem to be affecting DeQueen. They're going to see a furious finish to this game, I imagine, and that's going to be I think that's out of bounds. I think he stepped on the line or dribbled on the line, so that's going to be a turnover. Savages now with a chance to take a lead, and so now it's the Leopards that are going to be pressing off the inbound pass. It's McDaniel to Hightower. Savages just need to get it across the half-court line, and they do. Hightower taking it down, and it's Axton driving. Axton in the paint, passes out to McDaniel, to Pratt, to Hightower. Hightower for three. Hightower buries it. Three-point lead for Broken Bow. Adrian Hightower with the dagger. 36-33. Far from over. As this is back and forth now. Here's a three answer from the Leopards. Man. Tie ball game, 36-36. Not, and that's going to be a foul, as like Pratt. I hope he's okay. He's kind of went down holding his ankle. Let's see if he gets up. Yeah, Pratt. Little gingerly, as Crew Pratt came flying across and was fouled, and a little slow getting up. So he may need to go take a seat on the bench just to get that checked out. I don't know. Looks like he's going to stay in the game, try to walk it off. And so ball's inbounded. At this point, a couple of things to note. Possession arrow in favor of Broken Bow, and 2 team fouls on the Queen, 0 on Broken Bow. Those may be factors as we go down the stretch. Looking inside, it's going to be Axton trying to work against Lindley. And Looked like he lost the handle on the ball, went out of bounds, and so it will be inbounded by DeQueen. Expect that pressure. Savage is going to call a timeout. We're going to stay right here. Talk that over. And looked like Axon got a little emotional after that. I think he sort of restrained and or encouraged by, I believe, Hanks. But it's a 36-36 ball game. The Queen has led for most of this. Started off hot out of the gate, 7-0 lead right off the bat. And then Savage sort of clawed around back into it, trailed by 2 or 4 or 5 throughout most of this. Then towards the half got it almost even, 15-17 at the half. Advantage Leopards. And then Savages have managed to tie it up, and that's where we're at with 5:43 left. Again, Savage Classic does not lack for excitement. Here's a inbound pass and long pass down into the front court. Leopards get it in the hands of Lindley. Now back out to Martin and to Ayers. And kick it to Ayers, shot off the front, rebound, big rebound by Hanks. As that gives Brocabo the ball and the opportunity to take the lead. Said the possession arrow is in their favor. Here's McDaniel driving, lay in, finger roll, gets his own rebound, or actually taps it into the hands of Hanks. Tie ball, possession arrows in favor of Brocabo. Savages will inbound. After missing that shot, good job of staying with it by McDaniel as he managed to keep the ball from being rebounded by DeQueen and maintain possession to attempt to take the lead. Looks like Hightower is going to go out. They're going to throw it long to Axton. Axton for 3. Rebound, putback, great putback by McDaniel. Savages once again lead, this time by 2, 38-36. Pressure's on. Here come the Leopards. Leopards driving, kick it out to the corner. And then send it back to set up a play, top of the key. Here's bounce pass inside, driving, tie ball game once again, 38-38. Maturino with the 2-point bucket. Savages kick it out to Pratt. He gets a hand check. Oh, bullet pass to Axton from Pratt. And looked like he carried the ball or traveled, and that's going to turn it over as he was driving. So tie ball game, 4:24 left. DeQueen will inbound. Savage is not going to give up at this pressure as they have Hightower in the backcourt. And Hightower and McDaniel putting the pressure on. Long pass into the forecourt. They get it to Maturino. He looked like he thought about shooting it and then gets it to Martin, who gets it to Lindley, who throws it over to Dawson. And then they're going to kick it back to Lindley. Pass and a little bit of hesitation. Ball's a little loose. And somehow Ayers keeps the possession and McDaniel strips it. But it winds up in the hands of Maturino. And now it's back to Dawson. 3:46 left. Knotted at 38. Leopards with the possession arrow, and that is a shot, a tray. And that tray gives them a 3-point lead, 3:37. Timeout on floor give. We're going to stay right here. Quite an exciting basketball game, as it has been back and forth here in this final period. Still time for heroics on both sides, as you see the Savage cheerleaders taking the floor. A lot to cheer about here at Broken Boot Schools. And again, Mitch, I don't know how you wouldn't know, but just in case you didn't know, tomorrow, for one thing, tomorrow's the fun day. So for those who've had good attendance, they are not required to go to classes after that. But the entire school system is getting out at noon tomorrow, and that's to allow for travel to Ada. And so, again, we will not be broadcasting, we will not be live streaming that game because the SSAA has said we cannot live stream it here on the Buildup Savages YouTube channel, but we will be live streaming day 2 of the Savage Classic, which will be as usual on Saturday, but it's 2 days from now. We move this one up to allow for the football semifinal in Class 4A. Here comes Axton to Pratt to Hightower for 3, no good. Rebound, Lindley. So trying to tie it back up, and there's getting still not at any, obviously not any desperation point, one possession game, but Savages really would, what they really want to do is prevent any score. They want to get out of this possession by DeQueen without the Leopards scoring, giving them an opportunity to tie it back up and then maybe create a turnover and take the lead. Under 3 minutes. Leopards for 3. Wow. That was Lindley. That was Lindley for 3, and now it's a 6-point game. Savages now needing a couple of threes or to draw a couple of fouls, and that's going to be a tie ball. Possession arrow is in favor of the Leopards, and they're going to get it as they just swarmed on Axton when he picked up his dribble. Savage is going to have to try to get a steal defensively as a little over 2.5 minutes left, but now it is a 2-possession game, and it is the Leopards that have the basketball. Possession arrow switch back in favor of the Savages, however. And Leopards have 2 team fouls. Savages have 0. Here's another 3. Watch out if that one goes good. Great rebound. That was Hightower, and he drew a foul after getting the rebound. And that's going to be, I believe, on Lindley. That was a great rebound, though, as he went up, pulled it off at the height of his jump. That is actually on Matarino, foul on the rebound. That's the 3rd team foul. And that does make things interesting. I guess more interesting. They were already interesting, but now it's, again, 6-point game, but Savages have the possession arrow. Also, Leopards only have 1 more foul to give before they are sending Broken Bow to the free throw line to shoot 2. Here comes Hightower to Tomlinson to Axton. Axton working outside, trying to create some space, can't do it, and loses the handle on the ball. Might have been knocked out by DeQueen. I think it was, and so will be inbounded by Broken Bow. 2:10 left. Savages looking to just put points. It's McDaniel with the pass to Axton, and that's going to be a foul. It looked like one of the Matarino went to the floor. Yeah, if that's a foul, it's going to be on DeQueen. It's going to be their 4th. So, and it is 4th team foul. That's it as far as non-shooting fouls for the Leopards. Savage is going to inbound. McDaniel driving. McDaniel, Leaner. McDaniel trying to get his own rebound. Taps it to Hanks. Hanks with a 2-pointer. 4-point ball game. Savages under 2 minutes. 4 points difference. Swarming the ball at midcourt. They tie it up. And did they call timeout? What happened? I don't know if they called a foul or they called a timeout. Oh, they called a foul on Tomlinson, reaching around behind. He was behind the player, but I think he had both hands on the ball. So that's the 1st team foul on Broken Bow. It'd just be an inbound. But Woolsey actually was over there right by the scorer's table where it occurred. He wanted it a tie ball. That would have been Broken Bow's basketball. As it is, they're going to inbound it into the back court. Long pass to Dawson. And now he gets it back to Lindley. Lindley looking, and DeQueen really just needs to milk some time off the clock or get a 2-pointer and make it a 3-possession game. They try, and it's no good. Rebound somehow came back in the hands of Matarino. And now it's going to be kicked back outside. Baseline move, a jump, and wow, that is a foul on McDaniel, but does prevent the shot from going in. But it is going to stick, I believe, Martin on the free throw line with a 4-point lead and 1:27 left. He'll be shooting 2. That's only the 2nd team foul on Broken Bow, only the 2nd on McDaniel. But some pressure free throws coming up from Martin, and he misses the first one. again, Savages, that means even if he makes the second one, it'd be a 5-point difference. Savages have 2 possessions, but only one of those possessions has to be a 3-pointer. And so second one sails through. And so now it's up to Broken Bow to score quickly and then play some defense, hope to get the ball back. Oh, nice shot. McDaniel does not fall. Fight for it, and it comes down in the hands of Lindley. Savages probably with a minute 13, 12 left. Another 2 or 3-pointer might be fatal to Broken Bow as we were under a minute, or at a minute. Now we're under a minute. So Savages may need to foul. As I don't think the Leopards are going to shoot the ball. They're going to force Broken Bow to foul them. And again, they'll just throw the ball in. Chance, that's a third one on McDaniel, third team foul, but that's, well, Savages have their work cut out for them. 45-40. And possession arrow is in their favor, but they're really going to have to, steal the ball. Steal it on the inbound pass or steal it once the Leopards start passing around, because that 48 seconds is 48.8 seconds is going to go fast. That's just maybe 3 or 4 passes between the team members. I'll tell you one thing you haven't seen, though, from the Leopards. They have been passing the ball back and forth. You haven't seen the ball handler guy, the guy that you get the ball to that dribbles all over the place, like Graydon Howell does for Broken Bow, that can handle the basketball and keep it. The Queen relies on passing the ball back and forth, so it's possible they don't have that guy. It's possible that if you get in those passing lanes, you can either tie it up and get it on the possession arrow or steal it. Let's see what happens. Here they go, and immediately he's fouled by Pratt. That's going to be, I think, Pratt's second. But that's going to be the 14th foul. It does stop the clock and force them to throw the ball back in. And so for the Leopards, successful inbound pass and 10 seconds off the clock may mean the ball game. For the Savages, may mean the same thing in a different direction. Savages having trapped in the corner, though, and they almost tied the ball up. Let's see if they can get it. No. Leopards managed to get rid of it, and that's probably going to do it. 36 seconds left, 7-point game, 3 possessions. Savages going to have to get some quick 3-pointers, and they're going to lose that one, and so that should do it. Certainly they're not going to give up as Tomlinson commits a foul that will send them. That'll be the 15th foul. Will send the Leopards to the free throw line, but that may do it. Broken Bow, of course, great job tying it back up and then taking a lead against a very good DeQueen Leopard team. Keep in mind, again, I mentioned this several times, but again, without their star basketball player and leader, along with at least one other starter. But, you play with what you have, and sure would have liked to come away with the win tonight, but does not look like they're going to get it, barring some miracle. You got to hand it to the Leopards, though, man. When they needed to, after they got behind, they came back shooting from the 3-point line. And 3 straight trips buried it. And so they are going to probably win this one. Let's see what Hightower can do. You need to score quickly, and that's a good job by Axton. Axton with the turnaround jumper, fighting for it still, and that should do it. Well, no, they threw it away. And what one of the fans from the sideline, he was throwing the ball back in, but it looked like he was throwing it at the rim instead of at the ref. You never watch it, you can't get a technical on that. So Savage is going to inbound it. It's going to be Axton drawing the foul, so he will go to the free throw line with 8.6 seconds left and maybe add a couple to the total, but it looked like the Leopards are going to get a win here tonight. And so Broken Bow starts off their basketball season. Let's see how this plays out. I don't know. Anything can happen. Makes the first one. 7-point game. But what I was going to say is you'd like to see him start off with a victory. He had nice shooting, and that's going to be it. So they're going to start 0-1, but again, it is literally going to be a different team that you see next time. Well, not on Saturday, but after the Savage Classic when they take court. But man, we're going to have to take this moment to first of all congratulate the Lady Savages for a dominant victory over defending state champion Lady Leopards, and then wish Pregame football team good luck tomorrow night. We'll be there at Ada, 7 p.m. when they take on the Tuttle Tigers for a ticket to the state championship. We'll have probably have some highlights from that game that we will show you on Saturday during our broadcast of day 2 of the Savage Classic. We will see you then. We'll probably be on the air at 6:50 on Saturday, 7 o'clock tip-off, with the girls taking on Hugo. Again, on behalf of Alfredo Morales, I'm Chris Chandler. Thanks for watching, and always a good night to be a Savage. See you soon.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down. I'm too fly. This is my time. Ready to shine.